So I decided to give the stealth recon thing a shot. Picked the SV98. I don't really know why. Actually, I think it just kind of looked the coolest to me with a suppressor on it. Kind of a lame reason, but when I think about it, I probably should have gone with something like the M98 Bravo. Maybe get a little more range out of it. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I did go with SV98, and I did pretty well with it, so that's what I'm going to showcase here. Basically, I just wanted to see if the suppressor on a bolt-action rifle for Recon was a viable option. And I gotta say I'm kind of mixed on it. It is, but really only in very few circumstances. Basically, I would only use it. I was only successful using it in Rush, Conquest, and Team Deathmatch. Other modes like that, there were just too many people spawning in too many different directions. It wasn't really. I lost too much velocity to be effective. But in Rush games, you know, you're starting on one end, the enemy team's starting on the other. You generally know where they're at. They're all, most of the time, running straight towards the target, so you can flank them a lot easier. And that's another thing that came in. Like it basically only worked on a few maps. This was a really good example of it. This was a great map. What's this map called again? What is it? I don't remember what this map is. But basically, it works because there's a bunch of trees, there's a bunch of rocks that you can hide behind. Again, you don't want to, when you have the suppressor equipped, you don't want to have to make a lot of long shots. You want to be behind cover, close to the enemy, hopefully get them while they're prone down, or ducked, or just holding still. And you're, like I said, you lose a lot of velocity, and you're going to lose a lot of range. So you want to be able to get, you know, no more than 100, maybe 200 meters away from them, pop a quick shot off, and duck back behind a rock. And I was able to be really successful doing that. I think I went like 50 and 16, 50 and 18, something like that on this round. So I got a lot of kills. I did pretty much as good as I normally do. Maybe with a little more work, a little more practice, I could do even better. So I'll give it a shot. I'll throw it on other rifles too and see how they do. But yeah, I was able to flank. You have to flank. I mean, you're not gonna go. You lose too much velocity to get in fights like head on, like me taking on other Recon players, or just sitting by the objective and trying to hold them off as they come straight in. You really need to move to the side and where they can't see you, and I mean, and that's where this thing shines, because everyone is looking for you on the minimap and you don't show up. I mean, in other games, like previous games I played in the past, the Day of Defeat, Counter-Strike, the Delta Force series from No Flock, just like every other game, FPS game I played. I mean, this is the first game I've played to have this mechanic, this spotting, both the 3D and the map spotting. So I guess the suppressor, to me, made it more like a traditional FPS, and that I fire from a good position and the enemy has no idea where I am. Yeah, they have the kill cam, but I guess they think I look at the kill cam sometimes too, but it doesn't always give you a good representation. Sometimes it'll just show the guy against a rock. It's not always easy to tell where they actually are, and even when it is, you figure that by the time you spawn and get back to where you were, they're probably not there anymore anyways, so most people, I think, aren't going to bother with hunting you down. So yeah, all they have to go on is the kill cam, and that doesn't seem to be a big issue, because I never had anyone come after me as a result of that I noticed. And again, like I said, you need a lot of cover. You need these rocks, you need these trees. Even in rush mode, a map like Abandoned Flats is not going to cut it, because there's just not enough cover. You're taking on people, and most of the time, they can see you. You need that bullet velocity to make those quick shots, to take them down quick. You can't. They're not going to hold still as much for you. In this, people are going prone, and like in this map, people are going prone against rocks, shooting down towards the objectives, and if you sneak to the right or sneak to the left, you can, I mean, you get easy targets, guys that are just holding still for you. I hit a few people on the run, but that's not the norm with this setup. I also equipped the G18 suppress in case things got a little hairy, close quarters, which they did a couple times. I actually needed to use it, and it came in handy. I would have preferred to have the 44 for better accuracy and knockdown power. I prefer to use that with Recon, but I wanted to keep with, well, I mean, that would give me away immediately. I'd be spotted. I'd pop up on the map, I'd be 3 spotted, whatever. So I wanted to stay as stealthy as I could. There's no use, you know, working all that time, you know, getting to the perfect position, taking a couple shots, having someone come up on you, and then just give your position away with your sidearm right away. Yeah, so again, is this a viable setup? I really wanted to say yes. I really wanted to say straight out, you know, on certain maps, you know, if you're a really good Recon player, you got really great hand-eye coordination, you always do well anyway, with Recon, like, this is viable, and it's just that people haven't given it enough, haven't tried it enough, haven't put enough effort into getting better with it. But I really don't feel like that's the case. Like I said, I wanted it to be viable, but aside from using it just for kicks here and there on a couple of the more clustered rush maps, I can't see using it regularly. Like, it was pretty fun for what it was, but I just can't see using it for anything but to make these videos, basically. I will try and do a series of this, I guess, and try it out on different rifles, and maybe explore some different tactics, and see if I can make it more useful on maybe Conquest Large, or you know, just find a way to own with it even more on the maps I'm currently playing with it. But yeah, I really, and that's not, it's not to say that that I feel like the suppressor is gimped. I feel like it should be that way. I mean, that's how they operate in real life. Either they fire rounds that are supersonic and they don't do much of anything, they don't suppress the sound very much, or they fire subsonic ammunition, in which case it does lose a ton of velocity. So I feel like it's, and honestly, if DICE, say in Battlefield 4, if they made the suppressor so that, you know, when you attach it to a bolt-action rifle, if it was any better, people would use that all the time. There'd be no reason not to. So it needs to be gimped a little bit. And I think it's still, I mean, it works great on, like, the G18. If you equip it on a submachine gun, or assault rifle, or carbine, I think it functions pretty well for those. But yeah, bolt action, you really, the only thing you have going for you, I mean, the point of the bolt action rifles for reconning, for sniping, is the range, and you need the velocity for that. I mean, that you have an 8x scope, a 12x scope, whatever you're using, you want to be able to reach out and get people at long distances, and when you have to engage people at close range and close quarters, you want that velocity because you want to be able to, like, snap up to their head real quick, get a shot off. You don't want to take a shot and have them move out of the way quickly, or, you know, have to lead them some ridiculous amount. So yeah, anyway, like I said, I'll try and make this into a regular series. I'll try and at least cover the rest of the bolt-action sniper rifles that I have unlocked. I think the only one, actually, yeah, the only one I don't have unlocked is the L96, which I feel is pretty useless anyway from everything, from seeing it used by everyone else and seeing the stats on it. So, the next one I'll probably do is the M98 Bravo, because I'm really curious to see I mean, that rifle has the greatest velocity of all the bolt-action rifles. I think I remember somebody, maybe Level Cap or something, saying that it was actually that the J&G 90 and the M98 Bravo had the same velocity. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, I'd like to see how it performs with that before I move on to other ones. But then I'll definitely cover the J&G 90 and the M40A5, which actually I have thrown it on, the M40A5. once before, and it was pretty weak. I mean, it was extreme weak sauce. The bullets just basically, it felt like I was like throwing a golf ball or something at people. I mean, they just like dribbled out of the barrel of the gun. So yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoy, and maybe there might be a minute or two more footage here. Let you guys take a look and let me know what you think. Thanks.
Enemy machine gunner spotted. Over.